Jordan Brand is going hard in the paint with the Rare Air series this year. We've already seen 2 Jordan 1s as well as an upcoming Jordan 4 and perhaps a Jordan 11. I can't remember if that was cancelled or not. But first, it's this shoe, Air Jordan 3 Rare Air. Now the shoe is dropping on May 30th for $180 in the United States. And if you didn't know, the Rare Air series is meant to reference or celebrate, I guess, the early samples, prototypes, or mistakes that happen for each shoe before it becomes like a public general release. So you'll see they play into that whole theme. Of course, 2025 is not the first time they introduced the Rare Air series. Back in 2015, they've already done it. And first impressions of the shoe, I really like how the colors work on this shoe. Yeah, the red and blue in particular, it's not too much. So there's only like hints of red and blue on the shoe, but a black base, which has a black sneaker lover, I love. I think it looks really nice. The 2 Jordan 1 Rare Airs, I thought they were clean colorways, but it wasn't like in love with either one. But for this shoe, with these colors on this shoe, with these materials, yeah, I think it works great. There's still things that I don't love about the colorway, and I'll get to that later, but overall general sense, like first instinct when I see this colorway, I think it looks really nice. And the upper of the shoe, it is majority leather. So on the black parts, it is leather. The quality of the leather, it is decent. It's not like the best leather you're gonna get, but it is actually pretty soft to the touch. It's not like the thickest cut of leather, but I do like how you can see the texture of the leather very clearly. Now, of course, the Jordan 3, the most distinct thing about the Jordan 3, it is the elephant print. This shoe, like many other Jordan 3s, they've replaced the elephant print with just plain suede over here. And the suede quality is actually pretty good. Feels pretty nice to the touch. Now, I know a lot of people just prefer like Jordan 3s to always come with the elephant print. It is the most unique thing about the shoe after all. But personally, I've kind of grown to like this look. I feel like that kind of adds a bit more versatility to the shoe for people that aren't like actual sneakerheads. They don't even know maybe what a Jordan 3 is, but they like the shape of the shoe. I think this plain flat suede that actually looks really nice too. And then on the ankle collar in that blue, very small amounts of nubuck there. And then moving up the tongue, it is suede too with the Jumpman logo stitched right there. And this shoe actually does come with 1 extra set of laces. So the extra set, it comes in like this distressed white and yellow pattern that is similar to the Jordan 1 Rare Airs, the extra set of laces on those. So out of the 2, I still prefer the black laces out of the box. I think it just works a little bit better. Now moving on to the booty of the shoe, not an OG colorway, but this shoe does have Nike Air branding, usually like a general rule. If it's not an OG colorway, a Jordan 3 will have the Jumpman on the back. This one, it has Nike Air, but obviously it comes with a twist. You can see it very clearly. The right shoe, the Nike Air, is inverted. And again, that plays into the whole Rare Air theme where like samples or prototypes or mistakes happen on early pairs of the shoe. Personally, in a vacuum, do I like how that looks? Not particularly, but does it really bother me? Not really as well. I get the whole execution in terms of storytelling. And in terms of the cushioning of the Jordan 3, comes with a polyurethane midsole with a Nike Air unit visible on the heel, of course, as well as one on the forefoot. Now, the Jordan 3 was the first Jordan brand shoe to actually make the Nike Air visible. And of course, you see on the sole here, very sail, very yellow, just like pea stain yellow, and I will try not to complain too much about that because it is a Rare Air shoe. They're going for a particular theme, but yeah, in a vacuum, I do prefer if it was just white. In terms of the outsole here, it is Nike branding on this cutout, so not Jordan. Usually for a non-OG colorway, has Jordan over here, but this one, they're going with Nike, like it is an OG colorway, and then the red concentric circles on the forefoot area. I really like how that looks. That red and blue contrast, yeah, looks very delicious. Insole of the shoe, it is a Dreamcell insole, so not like super great insoles or anything. It's not polyurethane insoles. It is blue with Rare Air branding here instead of Nike Air. And the box of the shoe, very cool. All black box, but very subtly on the lid, you will see Michael Jordan's face, a young Michael Jordan on the lid. And I just really like the subtlety of that. And you do see, however, a Flight Jumpman in the lid. That is peculiar because the Flight concept wasn't introduced officially to the public until the Jordan 4s. The pattern over here, it is elephant print paper. So So yeah, and in terms of sizing comfort, I am a wide and flat footer for Jordan 3s. I just go true to size, fits me pretty well everywhere. There's no parts where it causes me pain. I really like the padding around the ankles for Jordan 3, considering this is a super old shoe, but overall it still works. Under your feet, it is not like super well cushioned, just 2 Nike Air units. Again, very old, but if you're just walking around in these and not like playing ball, doing any crazy exercises in them, you definitely wouldn't have any problems. It is not the lightest shoe, pretty heavy, especially with like genuine leather, and the materials chosen, it's not synthetic, so there's no like super weight savings here, but my guess is you're probably not getting this shoe to play ball in, so walking around you should be fine. One warning that I will give is because these shoes are pretty flat to the ground, if you're like in New York City walking up and down Manhattan like for hours on end each day, you're probably not going to enjoy it. I have done that before, and yeah, by the end of that week, I was pretty much over it. Other than that, you're pretty good. And that brings the total sole score of the Jordan 3 Rare Air to 30 out of 40. Pretty good score compared to other general releases. Now, first, it is colorway. Like I said, I think this is very well done. Is it like super delicious? Is it legendary? No, but I just think it's executed very well. The black base, I love, a black sneaker lover. Can't go wrong with a black base Jordan 3. And the blue and red, there's not too much of either color, just works really well with the black. The sail is the only thing that I don't love, like in a vacuum. When I look at this shoe, I think it's a bit too yellow. If it was white, replacing that sail, I think it would have made the shoe pop a little bit more. So that's one complaint I have, but overall colorway, it is very nice. In terms of the materials, it's not like super delicious materials, but it is pretty good. The leather is soft, not super thick. Suede feels pretty nice, and in terms of the comfort of the Jordan 3s, a decently comfortable shoe, considering this came out in 1988. It's got very old tech specs, so don't expect too much, but if you're walking around casually in a Jordan 3, you shouldn't have too many problems. And in terms of the versatility of the shoe, the Jordan 3s are one of those shoes that are definitely mainstream. Like you can wear this anywhere, any setting, it looks great. And the wearability of this colorway, I think the fact that they removed the elephant print here probably actually appeals to a wider audience. I just think it looks a bit cleaner. The colorway isn't like 10 out of 10 in terms of wearability. The blue and red might be just a bit too kind of playful, I think, to be super wearable. But overall, a black majority sneaker with some hints of blue and red, I think it's still decently wearable. With so many delicious heavy hitters coming out in 2025, there's a lot of colorways, a lot of very nice shoes that are probably going to be lost in the mix. And at the end of the year, when 2025 is all said and done, this will probably, I think in my opinion, be one of those shoes that are lost, but I think it's a very nice colorway. Just the colors chosen, with the materials chosen on this shoe, on this silhouette, I just think it works. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 3 Rare Air. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear shoes.